two icons, one choice. The Buck 110 versus a Sheffield Barlow. One of these is an American legend built to be carried into the woods and skin game, and this has been around since 1964. The other was born out of the British Empire, carried by farmers and gentlemen alike, still made in Sheffield centuries after its first production. So this is going to be a head-to-head, and I've got 10 categories that I'm going to be comparing these against. I'll be scoring them for each, and then there'll be a final score at the end. Now, this is a personal score. I'm sure if you use the same categories, you may come up with a slightly different score. But bear with me, and if there's anything you don't like, take it up in the comments. I'm more than happy to have comments about this. So just a quick look at these first of all. So this is the Buck 110, the US legend, and a fantastic knife. So it's quite heavy. It comes in at about 208 grams, and it's quite a chunk to have in your pocket. It's got a lock, and the lock is legendary. It's got 420 HC stainless steel and this fantastic clip point. And I think this has become such an icon that it's been copied by many other manufacturers over the years. So that's the Buck 110, and we'll look at it as we go through the categories. This is a Sheffield Barlow. Now, this particular one was made by Arthur Wright. It was for the Paddy Potato Peelers podcast, and this also has a clip point. It's C70, so it's not stainless. It is prone to rusting, so you do need to look after it. It's a nice size, and this has a half stop, and it weighs in at about 80 grams. So this is a clash in a number of different ways. So you could say that this was USA versus the UK. You could say it's a heavyweight versus a gentleman of a knife. But let's go through the categories and see where we end up. So first of all, starting with heritage. So this has been made for over 60 years in the US. It's US made completely. And whilst Buck have moved where they make it, it's still made in the US. This is a Sheffield Barlow, and Barlows have been made in Sheffield for over 300 years. So I think this just has the edge on the heritage. So I'm going to give the Buck 4 out of 5 for heritage, and the Barlow I'm going to give 5 out of 5. I think it's very difficult to beat this heritage. Then craftsmanship. And I think by that I mean how much of it is handmade, how much of it is made by machine, how well it's finished. And if we just look at the Buck, we can see it's pretty well centered, slightly to the left, but it's nicely made, very tight, very few gaps. It's nicely finished. It's got an exceptional grind on it. So I think I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 for craftsmanship. Now, this is much more handmade. There are some brilliant videos on the Buck actually, and seeing the Buck factory, but a lot of it is people operating machines, so it is quite a mechanized process. The sharpening is pretty much all done by hand. The Arthur Wright is pretty much made all in the same small, I wouldn't say factory really, it's like a craftsman's shop. And there are some good videos on this. Paddy Potato Peeler and visited there. So, and the machinery they use is really old. It's built by a couple of craftsmen these days, and I think I'm going to give this 5 for its completely handmade pretty much. Excellent fit and finish, right down the center, fantastically hafted. Just a brilliant piece of art almost. So 4 for craftsmanship for the buck and 5 for the Barlow. Then looking at the materials, now this isn't quite fair here actually, because I'm comparing a standard buck 110, which is wood and brass, and I believe it's ebony, brass throughout. That's partly what makes it so heavy, is the large amount of brass they use. And then I'm comparing it with this, which is really a special. So this has nickel silver bolsters, it has brass liners, brass pins and lignum vitae. So I'm going to exclude the lignum vitae, but normally it would be some other wood, such as traditionally it was rosewood, but you can get these in yew or oak, a variety of woods. So to be fair to the buck 110, I'm going to give them both 4 out of 5 for this. I'll discount the lignum vitae, which is just an absolutely beautiful wood, absolutely fantastic. My next category is on precision. So both of these are a clip point, and both of them can do fine work because of the point. Now, I would say that you can do some slightly more precise work with the Arthur Wright Barlow because the blade's slightly smaller and you can really get in close with it. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5, and for the buck, just because it's a more hefty blade, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 for precise work. Now the next category is safety, and I'm going to give the buck a 5 out of 5 for safety. The back lock is absolutely strong. That's not going to fail. It's got a huge lockup. I don't know if you can see in there, but that's not going to move at all. In my other video that I've got, and I'll put a link in the description and a link at the end, you can even baton wood with this. So it's designed to be as good as a fixed blade. That was the whole point of this design. So that's got a 5 out of 5. Now for the Arthur Wright, this is doesn't have a lock, but it has an incredibly strong spring. It takes quite a lot to break it, and unless you use it stupidly, it's not going to close on your fingers. This particular one has a half stop, many don't. So because of that, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 for safety. But for a lot of people who say I'd never use any knife that wasn't a lock knife, try one of these, get used to using a slip joint, and you'll find this is just as safe to use. But anyway, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Now, the next category is about the ability to put up with some hard use. So for this, I think the buck was designed for that. The buck was designed to skin game out in the wild. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. It was built like a tank, solid. It's not easy to break this. I've heard of some people breaking the tips, but I think that was through abuse. And of course, there's the buck lifetime warranty if you do break it. So anyway, for hard use, I'm giving that 5 out of 5. For the Arthur Wright, now this is tough. It was designed to be used by farmers. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. It's not quite, it hasn't got quite the same thickness of blade stock, but I'm certainly going to give it a 4 out of 5. It was designed by farmers, still used by farmers, and they put it to hard use. The next category is pocket carry, and Unfortunately for the buck, this isn't really designed for pocket carry. It's more of a belt carry, so it comes with a great pouch and goes well on your belt. But weighing in at over 200 grams, it's a pretty hefty thing to have in your pocket. So as far as pocket carry goes, I'm going to give this a 2. Now, the Arthur Wright, on the other hand, coming in at 80 grams, is perfect for a pocket carry. So you can carry it in a slip if you want to look after it. And this is one of my Griff slips. But even if it's not in a slip, it disappears into your pocket and doesn't weigh down too much at all. So I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5 for pocket carry. The next category is what I'm calling the coffee shop or eyebrow factor. So is this a knife that you could get out to cut your bun or scone in a coffee shop and not have people diving under the table in fear? Now, unfortunately, and I'm based in the UK, so, and we'll come to one of the other categories, the buck is pretty fearsome looking, you know? It looks like a knife that's there to mean business, you know, it's a hunter's knife. So the coffee shop eyebrow factor, I'm giving a 2 for that. Now, the Arthur Wright, I'm going to give this a 4 because it's such a small pocket knife. You can take it out anywhere. The only thing that stops it being a 5, I think, is the clip point. And if you have one of the spear point or sheep's foot Barlows, I think that would have got a 5 out of 5. But otherwise, I'm going to give this a 4. So if I get this out to cut through a scone or to slice an apple at work, I'm not going to have too much of a problem with this. So last 2 categories now. So price. Now, the price of the Buck 110, a standard one, comes in at about $90 on Amazon. In the UK, it's £76 in Heine Haynes. And the Barlow, now for a basic Barlow, they start at about £40. You can probably get one cheaper secondhand. The same with the buck. You can get the buck. I didn't pay that for the buck. I got this secondhand. This particular one was new this year, and this was £55 delivered as part of the PPP special, which for having a special wood is fantastic. So for price, I'm going to give the Barlow 5 out of 5, and the Buck 110, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Now the last category, and this is one that's specific to me, the last category there is UK legal carry. Now, unfortunately, because of the size of the blade, because the blade is more than 3 inches, and because it's a locking knife, this is not general UK legal carry. So you can carry it if you've got a specific reason, if you need it for your job and you're working, you can carry it. If you're out hunting or camping, you can carry it. But as an everyday carry, then I can't carry this in the UK. Whereas this, because this has a non-locking blade, the blade edge is less than 3 inches and it's manual open, this is a full UK legal carry, and I can carry this without needing a specific reason. So for the Buck, that gets a 1 out of 5, and the Barlow gets a 5 out of 5. So that's it. I'll do a separate screen with the scores and the rundown. For me, the Barlow wins. This got 44 points and the Buck got 33 points in this. Now, you might say that it's a little bit biased. So this is my view based on owning both and living in England. Let me know in the comments if you would score it in the same way. And I have to say, I started looking for a winner for this which one is the better. And then I realized that, you know, there is no real competition here. They're designed for different people, for different uses, and both fantastic in their own way. For me in England, then the Barlow wins. I'm sure if you're in the US, then probably the Buck will win for you. But let me know in the comments, and why not watch this video on the Buck 110 or this video on the Barlow. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.